Is this the last season of Chapter 3, and are we going to Chapter 4 and a brand new map at the end of this year? I want to talk about why so many content creators and leakers are talking about this, the evidence we have, and also a theory that I have that no one's really talking about. I think potentially we are getting an entirely new map, but I actually don't think it's a new chapter. Why are so many content creators and leakers talking about next season being a new chapter, Chapter 4? And this is a huge shout out to Twitter user at FNChiefAKO is how I believe I pronounce this. This is pretty much a full mind map of everything that's going on and all the leaks, but I do want to break these down in a little bit more detail. So first off, the one that kicked it all off is we had Sheena BR, a very, very reputable leaker in the scene, tweet out, Epic is working on a new kind of map called Asteria, and it will apparently be used in Chapter 3 Season 5. After talking with HypeX, I do believe this is somehow related to the upcoming Creative 2.0 release. So originally, a lot of the leakers were just talking about a new map coming out. It didn't have to be a new chapter. It was just going to be a new season or have something to do with Creative 2.0. Now, Creative 2.0 is going to be one of the biggest launches in Fortnite history. Fortnite have done collabs with the biggest names in the business. We've had new chapters, a whole bunch of crazy events. Nothing will be bigger than Creative 2.0. This is going to completely change Fortnite. I'll talk more about Creative 2.0 later, but now with the current themes of this season, haven't noticed the chrome is spreading around the map. It is corrupting the map in the same way the corruption did in Chapter 2 Season 8, combined with the leaks we already had about this new map, has started to leave leakers believing instead of it being a new map for a new season, it could be an entirely new chapter. HypeX tweeted out, so many people are speculating that next season could be Chapter 4, which is backed up by that Asteria map leak. The storyline probably approaching its end and the big similarities between this season and Chapter 2 Season 8. And if we go back to that made by FNChiefAKO, you can see here they have kind of recapped this really, really well. In the top left, you'll notice that all the cosmetics that are coming out this season all have taglines that are pointing towards this season being the end in the same way that Chapter 2 Season 8 was. You have the last light you'll see, the final cut awaits. This staff has countless realities. Soon, the island will join them. We have so many references in the cosmetics that everything is coming to an end this season, and we have the chrome spreading just like the corruption. We also have Donald Mustard, who obviously always tweets out leaks and kind of leaves little bits and pieces for us to try to figure out, tweeting out a whole bunch of things. The Herald has the nothing is coming, and he tweeted out only nothing will remain. He also tweeted out a leak a while ago when you looked at the new Gotham and Batman collabs with Fortnite. He responded to one of the tweets, which at the time didn't mean that much, saying everything changes or nothing. So when you combine all these together and the fact that right now the main character of the storyline resembles a lot of the Herald, which heralded in the new chapter last season, it's kind of all pointing towards this new chapter. Now, I think even more so potentially this gets more credit by the fact that we have a lot of leaks coming out about first person mode coming to Fortnite and Creative 2.0. Why would you drop two of the biggest changes to Fortnite, a first person mode and Creative 2.0, for just a new season? It could be an entirely new chapter, and I am not disagreeing with all the theories out there. I will not be surprised if this new season's a new chapter. But what if this new map is actually for no builds? What if all of this is hype up for the fact that no builds is gaining even more popularity and is becoming, if anything, Fortnite's main game mode? First person will not work in building mode. It just won't. It will be near impossible to try to build accurately and figure out what you're doing with placing things in first person. They might give it a try. It could be a bit of fun, but I just don't think it'll take off. What first person will be designed for is a no build game mode. I actually don't really like playing battle royales that much in third person because they're so cheesy in the way that you can stand behind a wall and still see people. They can't shoot you, you see them step out and shoot. It's the same reason why when PUBG dropped their first person game mode, a lot of people gravitated towards it away from third person. It does just fit the no build. The biggest issue we have with no builds right now is the map. No builds, I think, has been more popular than even Fortnite thought it was going to be, more than I thought it was going to be, pretty much more than everyone thought it was going to be. But it is still a game mode being played on a map that isn't designed for it. There is getting more and more cover in the new seasons. Obviously, they're catering the new map design towards no builds as well, but it's still not an entire map catered towards no builds. What if this new map is? What if first person and this new map is basically dedicated towards no builds, since it is what has the most players playing? I don't have the exact exact stats for that, but I would have to imagine, again, you guys can disagree with me if you want in the comments, it looks like more people are playing no builds these days than builds, to give it its own specific map. And maybe the builds map will be on this as well, but I can imagine this is kind of be somewhere like Apex Legends and a lot of other battle royales that have multiple maps that rotate like PUBG. Maybe there's going to be the regular build map that's going to be developed for builds, and it's going to have its own no builds map. Maybe it's smaller, maybe there's more cover, maybe there's less destructible cover, so you kind of have those positionings. I just imagine it'll cater more towards the no build playstyle, rather than having to add all these items and all this utility to make up for the fact that if you get caught in the open on the old map, you pretty much get destroyed. And also, no build competitive is getting more and more advanced with these cash cups and these big tournaments. If they're going to kick off a no build FNCS or no build World Cup, like a lot of people are suspecting, they're going to want a map that actually backs it up to really be able to enhance it. So that is my theory about this. It could be all completely wrong. This could just be a regular new chapter. There's going to be no builds and builds on the same map, but I haven't heard enough people talk about this because it's not out of the realms of possibilities. Lots of other battle royales have multiple maps, some smaller, some bigger, and things like that. Now, a lot of people are obviously going to respond to this video talking about, well, there's no way there could be a new chapter so early. Why not? I mean, would you really care if Fortnite started to step up the production and you had chapters that lasted 1 year long with 4 seasons? 4 seasons in a year, 1 chapter a year. It would make a lot of sense. And I'm not going to complain if Epic's going to step up the effort and we're going to get massive map changes. We're obviously basing this off Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, which came before this, but Chapter 2 already proved they weren't going to stick to the same formula. Everyone was saying, oh no, there can't be a new chapter at the end of Season 8. They're going to have to go for 10 seasons like Chapter 1. And they just didn't, because they don't have to. And we did have some seasons within Chapter 2, like Chapter 2 Season 3, which brought about some considerable map changes with the water. If they just put that same amount of effort into an entirely new map and call it a new chapter, it's just a much better marketing strategy, and it's gonna bring way more players to the game. A lot of people have been talking a lot of crap about Overwatch 2, or this could have just been a new season or just a big update. It could have been, but them labeling it Overwatch 2 and relaunching it has surged the popularity of that game. There are so many more people playing and watching it than what would have happened if they just made it a new season. And because Fortnite's free, they're not making you buy the new chapter. It doesn't really affect you at all. It doesn't cost you anything. Why would you not want more hype around the game and more content more regularly? I don't understand that argument. Maybe it won't be a new chapter, but I don't see why it can't be. The biggest evidence for this being a new chapter and not just a new map for no builds is the fact that we have Creative 2.0 and potentially first person mode coming out later this year. Now, we do have a tweet from Tim Sweeney talking about how the Creative 2.0 is supposed to launch later this year, and he said that earlier in the year. So we've got the new season launching at mid-December and early December. That doesn't leave a lot of time. That means I imagine if they're going to be dropping Creative 2.0 at any time, it's going to be on this new season or new chapter launch. And Creative 2.0 is going to change everything. We already had Reese Hub actually making a tweet today as of me making this video, showing how basically it looks like it's just going to be Unreal Engine with Fortnite assets, and you can import other assets from other games. So like, what does this mean? Why is this different from just making a creative map? Well, you can make entire game modes. Have you ever thought about how you want, Fortnite to maybe be less players? Maybe you want it to be a no build game mode that you can also maybe just build small structures in. You can add like cooldowns to how many you can build. You can modify the game. Think of Roblox. Think about how Roblox has its own game modes within Roblox. Like, you can play Fortnite Roblox. You can play like Minecraft Roblox. They make games within the game. That's the kind of control you're going to get with Creative 2.0, but even more so because it's all cleanly ran on Unreal Engine, which is Epic's baby. It makes sense to bring the two together, but this is what's really going to elevate Fortnite to the next level. You can make your own game modes, and I honestly believe that some of these game modes could get as popular as the regular Fortnite game mode. You're going to have less and less people playing the actual Fortnite game, and instead we'll be playing other game modes that people have made within Fortnite 2.0 creative. It is going to completely change everything, and that would warrant a new chapter. All right, guys, you know the deal. If you enjoyed it, please chuck a like on it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one.